There's so much stuff going on, man. If you are worried about this, that, and the other thing, the fastball's already by you. It's game over all the time. And the crazy part is your hitting coach, dude, your pitching coach, your manager, they write reports on you every single day to the front office, dude. Ian had a poor attitude in the cage. Ian's had a tough May, and you know what? He's had a poor attitude in the cage. There's a correlation between that. There's something tied there. Oh, Ian's been showing up a little bit later to early work, and his performance has been dipping. Boom. Can be released. Doesn't care. You know what I mean? Every kid dreams about draft day, the cameras, the phone call, the hat. You think you've made it, but what nobody tells you is that's literally the last easy day that you'll ever have in pro baseball. Because from that moment on, it's not about hype, man. It's about survival. You are quite literally living out of a suitcase, riding 10-hour buses through the night, sharing a motel room with two guys that smell terrible, and they're trying to take your job. Dude, you're chasing numbers just to stay on the lineup card. You're eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches while your friends are posting college highlights. The truth is this, man. Pro baseball doesn't care that you got drafted. It doesn't care what you hit in college. It doesn't care what round your name was called. It cares about one thing. Can you produce today? Because the second you stop performing, they'll find somebody who will. For those of you who are new to the show, my name is Ian Miller. I was a 9-hole hitter from Little League all the way to the big leagues, and the 9-hole is where the next generation of underdog champions are built. Everybody wants to be a pro until they realize it's not a dream anymore. Dude, it's a business, and that business doesn't owe you a thing. Let's start there. The business that you didn't sign up for. At some point, you get to professional baseball, and dude, it stops being a dream, dude. It hits you. All of a sudden, it becomes your job. Dude, this isn't what I signed up for. I got into baseball because of the love for the game, and here you are, dude. Now you have to perform in order to keep the uniform on. It's absolutely crazy. Dude, you get to the point in professional baseball where you come to realize that just getting a couple hits, it doesn't help you climb to get to this spot anymore, dude. It keeps you from being released. Now you're playing to feed your family. Now you're playing to continue that, propelling yourself up, dude, but you have to produce in order to stay and continue climbing, man, right? Passion used to matter. That's how you got here, man. You used to be fired up. You used to dedicate time. Man, you used to sacrifice more than everybody else, and that's what got you here. Now, it's production or nothing, man. We always talk about don't worry about your stats before you get to pro ball, man. Have fun, build those fundamentals. You get to professional baseball, it's crazy because now you have to perform to survive, dude. You're not chasing opportunity anymore, man. You're not trying to create things. Dude, you're protecting a job. What's going on, guys? I wanted to interrupt real quick to bring attention to a financial literacy piece that is a must-have for you in your baseball career or your son's baseball career or your player's baseball career. This is called the Money Playbook. So this teaches financial concepts and gives financial literacy and financial topics to baseball players and athletes, whether you are a professional, whether you are a college athlete, a student athlete. Man, nowadays we understand that NIL money is prevalent. NIL deals allow baseball players, allow college athletes to use their name, image, and likeness in order to get paid. We know that college scholarships are increasing and, roster limits are being tinkered with, and there is money in today's game, in today's landscape of college athletics. So check this book out, The Money Playbook. Financial literacy is prevalent and can only help your overall development in the game. Go check it out. This is now your job. You have to hit to survive. You have to throw strikes in order to survive. At some point, you realize that you are just a number. We used to talk about it in the minor leagues, man. We used to feel like pieces of meat. You get drafted and they own you. They pay you a sum of money to draft you in the 14th round, $75,000 for me, and they own me. If they wanted me to stay the offseason in Arizona, boom, had to do it. If they wanted me to come out early for an early camp, boom, had to do it. Not saying I didn't want to, but if you needed to get called up to fill in a spot for a weekend in AA and then go back home to A-ball or low A, and you're messed up because you're moving apartments back, dude, they don't care. They don't care. At some point, you realize that you are just a number in professional baseball. You are a replaceable asset, man. You are a piece of meat, and you need to do what you're told, and you need to perform at a high level in order to keep your job. There's always somebody that is younger. there's always somebody that is cheaper, and there's always somebody that is hungrier that is ready to take your spot. Think about the Major League Baseball draft every single year, fellas. These teams, these organizations are drafting a new crop of players to come up through the ranks to take your spot, man. You can wrap your head around it now until you are in the trenches. You have that minor league uniform on, major league uniform on, and you're like, dude, all eyes are on me, and there's a target on my back, right? There's always somebody younger, a little bit hungrier, a little bit better that is coming for your spot. You have to understand that the front offices, man, the coaches, the general managers, they don't make emotional decisions. They don't have feelings, and they don't necessarily just act on them, man. Their livelihood, how they feed their families, how they protect their lives, it depends on winning. So in order for them to do well by their family and do right by their team, they have to win. So they don't care about you, man. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about what kind of dude you are necessarily, right? You need to be able to mesh in a locker room in a clubhouse, but like just because you get along with the coach or just because you have a good relationship with that front office, there's no loyalty, man. Loyalty disappears the second that your numbers dip. You might feel like the front office loves you, dude. You might feel like the assistant to the GM, right? That guy over there likes me, dude. He's going to take care of me. Brother, if you hit below 250, you're gone. They paid to own your rights. They didn't pay to believe in you. It's crazy to be able to wrap your head around that, but it is the business, and you might not have signed up for it. They own you. And if you don't hit, they're not going to believe in you. They're going to let you go, man. There's this saying in professional baseball that we were kind of able to wrap our heads around early. And it was this, man, if you don't like it, play better. There's always going to be some sort of BS that is holding you back. There's always going to be something that's a little bit unfair in the business of it all, especially if you're young. It might have your eyes wide, dude. And like you might start overthinking. The wheels might start spinning a little bit. Man, if you feel like you should be starting, if you feel like you should be an A-ball instead of rookie ball, man, play better. Take ownership for your career. We talked about it last week, man. If you don't like it, play better. People are going to look you up and your stats. It's nobody else's. It's nobody else's career. Own it, man. If you don't like it, play better. Get yourself out of that situation. It blew my mind when I showed up to spring training for the first time. I heard all about spring training, but here I am now with the Seattle Mariners, and there's 200 guys that are fighting for 25 spots. Do the math there, boys. There are a lot of people that aren't going to have jobs. I was eating with guys in Peoria, Arizona the night before, getting like team dinner, having dinner with a couple of the guys one night, and then like the next morning, though, those guys got cut. Those guys were gone. There was like a pink or yellow sticky note in their locker. Come see Andy. You get to the locker room, you see that note, you're like, oh crap. Oh gosh. Right? It's how it goes, man. It's a business. People don't care, especially the people making those decisions. You don't get paid for potential, man. You get paid for production, and that's the business of baseball. That's the harsh truth behind it. And that is the harsh business behind it. Now, boys, let's talk about the grind that nobody talks about, man. Until you get to about AA, it's not necessarily professional baseball. It doesn't feel like the little big leagues. It doesn't feel like you are a professional baseball player until you get to that AA level. And they say when you get there, dude, it's either you're up or you're out. If you get to AA and you stall, smell ya. You got to get lucky to get up there. If you get to AA and you can't produce, smell ya. You're not going to be a big leaguer. Right? Until AA, it's all buses, dude. It's all dumpy hotels, and it's all bad food, man. It's all like peanut butter and jellies and deli meat and Walmart and Subway, and like that's just what it is, man. Talking about like $15 per day per diem. Per diem is meal money. When you go on the road, the organization for me, the Seattle Mariners, would give you like 10, 15, 20 bucks maybe per day. $15 is probably right around the average when I was playing. 15 bucks per day, man. You're a professional athlete. What are you going to eat for 15 bucks to get full, right? 15 bucks? Shared rooms? Smoke-stained hotels, man. You walk into these hotels on some of the road trips, and brother, it smells like a bowling alley. It smells like a bowling alley. Marlboro Reds and freaking like beer. You know what I mean? You're a professional athlete making less than minimum wage, sleeping in a bowling alley motel room with bullet holes sometimes, dude. Stockton, shout out Stockton, California. Shout out Clinton Lumber Kings, dude. Mwah. For me, dude, my mom was helping me pay rent. So I got drafted for $75,000 in 2014 as a broke, poor college student. And here I am getting $75,000. Brother, I blew that in a year. Blew it in a year. So I'm a 22-year-old dude that just blew through his signing bonus in a year because I was an absolute idiot. Okay. And then, so my mom has to help me make the rent. My mom has to finance my way through the minor leagues. Dude, I'm 27 years old in AAA. I'm about to be married, right? And I'm clearing after taxes like $950 every 2 weeks, dude. Did you sign up for this? Is this what you wanted? This is the grind that nobody talks about, dude. 27 years old making $950 every 2 weeks, man. Every single day feels uncertain, man. Nobody tells you where you stand. You can go into the front office or you can go into your manager's office, depending on your relationship there, dude. You can ask him straight up, dude, what do I need to do to get in the lineup more playing time? He may BS you. Because the crazy part is, boys, is he doesn't even know. That manager doesn't even write the lineup in professional baseball. That comes from the top. There's so much stuff going on, man. If you are worried about this, that, and the other thing, the fastball's already by you. It's game over. You know what I mean? You play 140 plus games and you're chasing numbers that define your worth. Think about the ups and downs that go with that. We talk about not having a performance-based identity, right? If we go 0 for 4, we don't want to be down in the dumps and take it home with us. Well, brother, that is your livelihood now. And you have to do that for 140 plus games. You got to chase those numbers and you have to get them. You have to perform. You have to chase excellence, dude. You quite literally become your stats, man. Your identity is tied to that box score. It's crazy, but your worth is tied to your performance on the field now as a professional baseball player, dude. That is your livelihood. You get fatigued, dude. You get burnt out. This is real, man. You get no days off. 140 games, maybe you might get an off day once every 2 weeks, man. If you're an everyday player, you might get an off day every 10 days, 2 weeks. It's crazy. There's no pause button. You can't ask to be taken out, dude. If you go into the manager's office and say, hey, Brownie, dude, my legs are hurting. My toe hurts. My fingers hurt, right? What's that, grandma? Your fingers hurt? You asked, you want to come out? Perfect. Ian, you're in. See ya. Smell ya. Oh, and guess what, dude? You're going to have to grind to come back and take your spot. You know what I mean? That's how it works. Dude, you're a piece of meat, right? Every single move you make, every single time you open your mouth, man, every single time you come to the field, it's tracked. How you walk, dude, how you talk, how you stretch, how you eat, everything. There are all eyes on you all the time. And the crazy part is your hitting coach, dude, your pitching coach, your manager, they write reports on you every single day to the front office, dude. Ian had a poor attitude in the cage. Ian's had a tough May, and you know what? He's had a poor attitude in the cage. There's a correlation between that. There's something tied there. Oh, Ian's been showing up a little bit later to early work, and his performance has been dipping. Boom, can be released. Doesn't care. You know what I mean? Dude, you're dealing with that every day, 140 plus games a year. Mental fatigue becomes your absolute biggest opponent. We talk about you versus you, man. You're not playing against everybody else, even though people are trying to take your spot. Even though you're trying to hold on to your spot, dude, it's you versus you. That's the biggest battle that you guys are going to face, man. Can you show up every day and continue grinding, continue putting forth the best effort, man? Most guys can't handle failure, especially the dudes that are spoon-fed opportunity early, the guys that hit their peak early, the guys that signed for a lot of money and have never failed before. These guys can't handle failure and they end up spiraling, man. And that's why you see guys like my first and second rounder in my draft class just didn't make it, right? It's unfortunate. You're not competing with just pitchers, right? Like you're in the box. You're not competing against those guys that are trying to throw strikes and get you out, man. You're fighting your own self-doubt every single day. You're fighting your body. You're fighting your feelings, dude. You're fighting your mood. Like it's you versus you. It's you versus the pitcher. It's you versus your teammates. It's you versus everybody. And you're trying to perform. What? Oh for 20 slumps, dude. Like guys mentally checking out. It's relevant in baseball. You are thrust into this new world, dude, where there is a microscope on everything you do. You literally have to perform in front of tens of thousands of people in order to survive, man. Passion is not going to be enough when it is literally your paycheck, man. It's not. The best ability in professional baseball, if you want to maximize your career, it's availability. And oftentimes, if you aren't mentally locked in for that, you're not going to be physically checked in for that as well. If you aren't mentally available, dude, how in the world are you going to be physically available, dude? Now let's talk about the identity crisis that a lot of baseball players have when they are trying to chase professional baseball, man. A lot of times we get our identities wrapped up into who we're trying to become. Dude, I got drafted as a speed guy. I was supposed to be, a center fielder, this and that. I ended up reaching my ceiling as a fourth outfielder, bench player, pinch runner, right? There's an identity crisis. Everybody tells you who you are, right? You get wrapped up in this identity of maximizing your career, of getting to the big leagues, dude. And then at some point, the crazy part is all of our careers come to an end. We are going to take our uniforms off for the last time, fellas. You have this identity, and then baseball strips it away, man. Every single player here was the guy somewhere else. And then you get to professional baseball, you struggle a little bit, and then you wither away. You are the big fish in a small pond. You get drafted and you come here, and now you're just a regular fish in a big ass pond, dude. You're trying to fit in. You're trying to fit the mold. You're trying to play a little piece in this bigger puzzle, and then you lose what made you different. You lose what made you sexy to these teams, dude. He's a badass on the baseball field. This guy's got a chip on his shoulder. He's a bad MFer, dude. He's got an attitude. Nobody wants to face this guy. That was me when I was playing in the Northeast at Wagner College, bro. I was pissed all the time. I'm here hitting 260, 250 in AAA, and dude, I'm just trying to fit in, right? We're just trying to perform. We're not even playing that game anymore. You know what I mean? You start chasing the mold instead of like owning your game, the stuff that got you here, bro, the stuff that got you in the conversation in the room in professional baseball. You learn rather quickly then when you stop performing, your identity gets exposed. Everything that you thought you were, who you were when you got here, what got you here, dude, it gets exposed, man. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, dude, there's more than just baseball. Wait a second. I am more than just a baseball player. We talk about getting wrapped up in that identity, man. If your confidence lives in just your stats, it won't last. You have to be process oriented. You have to be routine driven, dude. That's where you have to get your confidence from. Doing hard stuff, testing the boundaries, being able to fill in the gaps between the downtime in between games, even when you aren't doing well, man, right? Build a process identity, right? Get wrapped up in the process, dude. Who I am is I'm a dude that doubles down on the process. Gets up early, gets his work in, doesn't cheat, right? We got a whole bunch of stuff going on with like sports gambling, dude, and people not doing the right thing, man. Build a process-driven identity, man, not a performance one. Don't get caught up in that stuff, okay? Feel good, dude, feel good about your day because your routine was elite, not because you went 3 for 4. How many of you guys can do that, dude? Can you be steady after an 0 for 4? That's what separates the pros from the dudes that remain average, man. Can you show up consistently even when you're 0 for 4 yesterday? The players who end up making it and end up maximizing their careers, they find purpose beyond the numbers, man. Talking about leadership, man. We're talking about energy. We're talking about consistency. Dude, you can impact an entire team, a locker room, a game, a dugout just with your energy. The players who maximize their careers, and we know those guys, even if they aren't the best baseball players in the world, man, they're able to maximize because of that stuff. Leadership, energy, consistency. I got sent down. You can do everything right. Okay. So we talk about chasing numbers and getting caught up in this role that we're trying to play. Dude, when I got sent down from Major League Camp for the last time, right? Sent down from the big leagues for the last time, dude, I was doing everything right. I showed up in spring training. I showed up to the big leagues and like, dude, I did what was asked of me. I got bunts down. I ran. I caught everything out in the outfield, dude. Literally doing everything right. Doing it at a high level. I could do no wrong. I was even fitting in with everybody, right? Fit that team piece. And then I got sent down and it didn't matter. And then I got DFA, dude. And then I was forgotten. And then I realized that baseball was like what I do, not who I was, man. I got so caught up in that grind and chasing something that baseball was everything to me. And at some point, it's going to be crazy, regardless of if you're middle school, high school, college, or professional baseball player. Bro, we are going to take the uniform off for the last time. Doesn't matter if you do everything right. Doesn't matter if you mess up a little bit, dude. Make sure you enjoy it. But if your identity lives between the lines, right? If that's who you are as just an athlete, just a baseball player, dude, the game is going to eat you alive. Now let's talk about, lastly, the ones who last, the guys that are able to make it and propel themselves through the minor leagues and professional baseball, man. The ones who last adapt, right? Improvise, adapt, and overcome. You come into pro ball fitting a mold, dude. You got drafted to be that guy, right? And like your mechanics got you here. Here we come. These guys are throwing 95 to 100 miles an hour with splinkers, splitters, curve changes, like, dude, who knows what's going on? You need to make adjustments. If you are struggling, you're going to get cut. You're going to get released. You're going to get replaced, man. They don't, dude, you have to adapt. You have to adapt. The guys who end up making it, they don't stay stubborn when something goes wrong. The definition of insanity is doing the same stuff over and over and over again and expecting different results, dude. The guys who end up making it don't treat baseball like a paycheck, dude, right? They treat it like a craft, man. They are looking to master their craft. They're not just looking to cash in. They're not looking to just get to the big leagues to cash in, dude. They are getting a little bit better, 1% better every single day, whether it's bunting, whether it's getting them over, whether it's getting them in, man. The guys who make it, man, the ones who last, they are process first. They are mastery over money. You might not be making a ton of money right now, but if you get the job done and you can consistently get bunts down and consistently move guys over and get them in, dude, you'll get that money. The dudes who end up lasting and outlasting everybody else, they're process first. Dude, they recover. Dude, they protect. They protect their energy. They protect their body. They protect their mind, man. They recover. They reset. They focus. Chaos in professional baseball, guys, is like constant. There is nonstop motion. There are nonstop variables that get in the way and make it difficult to compete. There's trades. There are releases, bro. There are friends. There are new faces, right? Structure is survival, man. Routine ends up becoming your anchor in professional baseball. The guys who end up lasting and making it, they have a bulletproof routine, dude. They end up finding joy in the small wins and the small things daily. Being there early, bringing their coffee to the clubhouse and being the first one there early, doing their crossword in the club. Dude, how crazy is that? They find joy in that little stuff and they grow from it, dude. They end up being in the locker room longer than everybody else, developing those relationships, leadership qualities, getting their work in. They end up being better than everybody else, dude. They find joy in the small stuff, man. We talk about that notion of getting 1% better every day. If you can get 1% better, even if it is just a B minus 1% better, dude, you will end up beating those 10% dudes that just get 10% a month, 10% a month, 10% a month, right? Seems like they're making some strides, dude. But if you get 1% better every single day and you don't waver and you don't lose enthusiasm, you have a routine, dude, you can't be beat, man. I played against guys like, we're talking middle infield guys that I played with in like Seattle, Gene Segura, JP Crawford. Absolute nasty, dude. You get into a locker room with these guys, it's the same energy every single day. It doesn't matter if they went 0 for 4 yesterday or they made 2 errors yesterday. It's the same energy. It's the same presence every single day. That's what Major League Baseball players do, guys. The guys that end up making it and lasting, they go about their business like that. It's not about chasing the big leagues, man. It's about mastering yourself. Pro baseball isn't glamorous, man. It's gritty. It's going to test your confidence. It's going to test your identity, your discipline, man, everything. It'll break you down before it builds you up. But if you can survive it, if you can adapt, stay consistent, and keep showing up, man, it'll teach you lessons that last a lifetime. Because the truth is this, man, the guys that last in pro ball aren't the most talented, man. They're the ones who fall in love with the grind more than the glory. Keep your head down, keep showing up, because in this game, production is everything. But character, that's what'll keep you alive. Appreciate you being here. Keep grinding.